White House believes that OSHA, for example, can tell you what to inject into your body. Get the injection or you're fired. Now, you remember that just a few months ago, the White House was saying the opposite of this. Vaccine mandates are illegal.
I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power. Just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.
Can we mandate vaccines across the country? No, that's not a role that the federal government, I think, even has the power to make.
We cannot require someone to be vaccinated. That's just not what we can do. It is a matter of privacy to know who is or who isn't. I can't go to the Capitol physician and say, give me the names of people who aren't vaccinated so I can go encourage them to be, or make it known to others to encourage them to be vaccinated. So we can't do that.
We've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
The president is ordering nearly all federal workers and employees of contractors that do business with the federal government get vaccinated within 75 days, eliminating their option to be tested instead of getting shots. Employees who refuse could be punished, even fired.
Bonnie Jacobson knows this all too well. The Brooklyn resident was recently let go from her job after refusing to get inoculated.
I was sitting at home and I all of a sudden just opened an email. I'm sitting on my couch and it said, basically, while we respect your decision at this time, your employment has been terminated.
I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but our patience is wearing thin. I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory. I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory. I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory. If you want to work with the federal government and do business with us, get vaccinated.
I don't think you'll ever see a mandating of vaccine, particularly for the general public.
So can you actually be forced to take the COVID vaccine against your will in the United States? To be clear, the White House's chief medical advisor has already said that he doesn't think the federal government will ever make the COVID vaccine mandatory. However, powers at the city and state level, not to mention the legal rights granted to employers under U.S. labor law, may make it pretty difficult for some Americans to evade inoculation against the coronavirus. In 1905, the Supreme Court case of Jacobson versus Massachusetts set the legal precedent which now allows states to require vaccines.
The Supreme Court said, yes, you can limit individual rights to protect the public health, and one way you can do it in that case is require vaccination.
Legal experts say that narrowing the vaccine mandate to particular zip codes made it easier to justify in court rather than a statewide mandate.
Will you require all federal employees to get vaccinated?
That's under consideration right now, but if you're not vaccinated, you're not nearly as smart as I thought you were.
She was able to schedule an appointment to get the Moderna vaccine at NRG Park.
At 14 minutes, my face started tingling, my nose went numb, my mouth was numb.
Beal was monitored by doctors and nurses on site at NRG.
They were concerned because my blood pressure went so high and my heart rate went so high.
Eventually, she was released, but Beal, who is 73, says she was still having trouble breathing, so she notified her primary doctor.
She told me I'd had an adverse reaction and not to take second dose.
Hi, I am a registered nurse in Nashville, Tennessee, and my name is Kalila Mitchell. I'm reaching out to everyone about the COVID-19 vaccination. I recently took the COVID-19 vaccination. After the shot, I felt fine, but within 3 days, I went to the doctor because I had problems with my face. The whole left side of my face, actually. I have Bell palsy now. And as you can see, I can't smile. I'm trying to smile. I'm just kind of embarrassed for it. But I just want everyone to know that I think this vaccination is the worst thing ever. And I would not give this to anybody, even my worst enemy. Please, America, they do not care about us. Do not take this vaccination.